Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a highly anticipated, okay, not really, it's not anticipated, nobody cares. Um, yeah, I haven't done a dating fails video in forever, and I was telling a story to a friend the other day, and they thought it was funny, and I was like, oh, that's one that I should record. Yeah, this one isn't a fail in a sense that, like, they were a bad time by any means. The cat, of course. As soon as I start doing something, it doesn't bother me. But it's not a fail in the sense that like I had a bad time with this person or it was an awkward date. It really wasn't. It's just a shining example of the absolutely terrible choices that I make when left to my own devices, and even sometimes with supervision because I don't listen. So this is the story about the time I left my dignity in Chinatown. I went to New York City a couple years ago. Oh my god, I'm going to kill this cat. Come here. No, if you're going to do this, then get on my lap. Come here. Okay. Every time. Literally every time. Here we go. Okay. So, a couple years ago, I went to New York City with a friend. And actually, the reason that we had started planning the trip is I had just dealt with a bunch of bullshit with a fuck boy. And we were going to the gym in the middle of the night and burning off steam and whatever. And, I was like, listen, we cannot talk about our idiot exes anymore. Like, we need to do something productive with our time and talk about something else. So we started planning this vacation to New York City. Neither of us had ever been, and that's how we passed our time when we were at the gym. And we did end up going, so we went for 6 days in the middle of the summer. Super fun trip, met a lot of cool people, did a lot of fun things. So anyway, it was our third night there or something, and I had warned this friend. This wasn't, like a friend who had spent a lot of time with me at this point. So, and she'd certainly never been on vacation with me. So I had warned her that when I travel, if I'm single, and it's always worked out that I am, when I travel, probably because I'm like repellent and pretty much always single, except for right now. But give him a few months, he'll be running away. Anyway, so I warned this friend, hey, like when I travel, I always go on a date. That way you usually get to go somewhere that's a little bit more off the tourist track. You get to hang out with a local, you meet new people, then you potentially have friends, anywhere you visited. It's a thing that I do. So, which she already thought was crazy. So yeah, as soon as I got there, I changed. Which one did I use? I think I used Tinder. Yeah, I used Tinder in the city. So Tinder for me has never been really a big thing. It's not one that I've really dabbled with much. I'm not really into the swiping format. I kind of like Bumble, but I'm just not really into the swiping thing. But for whatever reason, I decided while I was there I was going to use Tinder. Well, I mean, I kind of live in the sticks, right? So for me, Tinder was never exciting because you swipe for a while and then everyone's 45 miles from you, and just, I didn't match a lot. Well, did you ever play Pokemon Go? And like, if you were in like a city, I'm a dork. I literally made it into the police beat playing Pokemon Go. So hear me out here. If you didn't play, the whole premise was, if you're in a more rural area, there weren't nearly as many Pokemon. But if you would go into the city, there'd be like a ton of Pokemon everywhere. The reason I bring this up, for me, that's what Tinder was like, but like with dick. So I didn't know this, but you can run out of right swipes in a day. I had no idea. I had never gotten to my quota capacity of right swipes because I didn't have that many options living in the sticks. But then I'm in New York City and like I'm swiping away and matching with all these people and having all these conversations. And yeah, apparently you can run out of right swipes for the day. So I've talked to many, many people, but I was talking to this one guy and we decided to set a date, whatever. I was like, oh yeah, tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe I set it for that day. I don't freaking remember. This was like 2 years ago. I've done a lot of like other stupid hood rat dating shit since then. So we set the date. And my thing is, when I travel and I'm meeting somebody, I don't necessarily want them to know that I'm traveling. One, just a safety thing. You don't want them to know that you're not really aware of your surroundings and that you're only going to be in for a few days because then they just assume you want to sleep with them. And that's not, usually my game. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that's not usually what I'm going into it for. So he texts me and we're setting up the date. And he's like, all right, get off work at such and such a time. Do you want to meet uptown, midtown? I don't freaking know. I've never been in New York City. So, I mean, I literally picked our hotel based on the fact that it was near a Trader Joe's. So I figured it was like less likely for us to get murdered. That's how I picked our hotel. We ended up not even staying there because the room was the size of a shoebox. But anyway, so yeah, he's like uptown, midtown, whatever. I'm like, oh, midtown's fine. Midtown's fine. So we set a place to meet. God knows where it was. I can't even remember if it was bar, restaurant, what, like where we were meeting. So don't get ready. Tell my friend, hey, like have fun shopping or whatever you're doing today. I'm going on a date. Here's this information. Hopefully I don't get murdered. I'll text you later. So I go and I get on the subway and get horribly lost. I am panicking. It's pouring down rain. I'm a mess by this point. I keep getting off. I mean, I ended up spending so much of my whatever, he had like a preloaded subway card or whatever. Oh my God, I kept getting back off and like trying to figure this out. And I'm trying to text him and I'm panicking and you're not getting service because you're on the subway. And in between, you know, when I'm hitting spots, I can get service. And he's like, I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm so horribly lost. Finally, I was like, he's like, well, where are you? And he's like, okay, you're actually on the wrong train. Like, and then he's like, you don't panic. He's like, actually, you're on the wrong train, but you are on the same train that I'm on. You know, I'm at such and such stop right now. Where are you at? And here I was at such and such stop. So we were on the same train, different cars. So he's like, don't move. We're going to get off at this stop. It's more down towards me. I live in Chinatown. It's cool. We're just going to get off here. I'll find you. So when you get off, stand on the platform. I'll find you. I'm like, okay. So first challenge to make sure that I actually look like my damn picture, right? I did. So get out. And I'm like, because I was literally so flustered. I was like, thanks for trying to take me out, but honestly, you can just go home. I'm so lost, blah, blah, blah. So, but when we figure out we're on the same train, okay, we're going to meet. Cool. So I get off, stand on the platform. He's only a couple cars down. So he comes down and he finds me and he's like, hey, like, and I'm just so flustered at this point. And he's like, man, you haven't lived in the city very long, have you? And I'm like, no, I have not. He's like, you don't live in the city, do you? And I was like, I'm sorry, no, I don't. I am visiting. I'm here for 2 more days. I've never been here before. I got lost as fuck. I got cocky because I made it back to Trader Joe's the other day and I thought that I had this whole subway thing down and apparently I totally do not. But yeah, no, my bad. If you don't want to go out, that's okay. He's like, oh no, we can still go out. And I was like, all right, sorry. Didn't mean to like mislead you there, but you technically didn't ask. So he takes me to this really cute little dive bar in Chinatown. We grabbed dinner or whatever we did. I can't remember. Yeah. And I mean, he was working for a startup. He was interesting to talk to. You know, average attractiveness. Like nothing stand out, but nothing bad. Like, you know, we were having a good time. So he asked me if I wanted to go back to his apartment, which, I mean, okay. So shady as hell. Not necessarily safe. He now knows that I don't live here and whatever. But he said he had weed and cats, and I was just like about that life. You know what I mean? Like don't dangle some of my favorite things in front of me and expect me to not go for it. So I went to his apartment, and he had 2 cats, which I thought was really brave living in Chinatown. But hey, you do you, boo boo. So got to see his apartment, whatever. And then we smoked weed and did the thing real good. Yeah. So I did what you do on Tinder dates. And my friend by this point, because I'd been checking in and whatever with her, my friend by this point is blowing up my phone. I was a little occupied, so I didn't answer her. So she starts freaking out that something's wrong. And so finally, like mid activities, I had to stop and text her so that she didn't think I was murdered. But yeah, did the thing, had a good time, whatever it was, what it was, you know what I mean? We were safe, we were smart about it, 2 adults, just whatever. I don't feel bad about it. It was a good time. No shame. So, yeah, then we finished and whatever, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna, you know, thanks for the dinner and the nice time and finding me when I was lost as hell in the middle of New York City, but I'm gonna get back to my hotel. We've got to get up early and go do whatever sightseeing crap we were doing. So he was like, well, like, let me get you an Uber, back to your hotel. You're across the city. I was like, I'm good. I'm just gonna walk to subway station. And he's like, you don't even know how to get to the subway station. You got so horribly lost getting here that I had to come rescue you and find you. And it's now midnight in Chinatown. And it's like your third day in New York City, and you don't got this. Like, let me Uber you back to your hotel. And I was like, thanks for the great time. It was nice meeting your cat. See you later. And out the door I went because I'm an idiot. So yeah. And the thing is, we'd gone to the little like restaurant and then his apartment. So I had no clue whatsoever where I was. I definitely distinctly remember passing the same like grocery store thingy, corner store twice because I was so freaking lost. But I walked around for a while. You know, there were some characters out and about. It was midnight in Chinatown. And I eventually found the subway station, which, yeah, riding the subway at night was very different. It was an experience. I didn't die, so hey, go me. And I got on the right train and I got to the hotel. So other than my like couple extra blocks trying to actually find the subway station, I did pretty good. I wasn't even mad at myself. But yeah, so I made it back to my hotel. My friend judged me horribly, and I don't know, not a bad time. But that was what I did in New York City, and then I never talked to him again because I mean, I live in New York City. But yeah, so I go on vacation, and I left my dignity in Chinatown because he said he had cats. Good time, not a fail. Honestly, I don't even feel like it's a fail. So then 2 days later, we are on the plane and we got delayed on the tarmac for 2 hours. So we were really bored out of our minds. So I'm sitting there and I'd been separated from my friend. We had to sit in separate sections. But so I'm just like reading stuff on Facebook and playing around on my phone, whatever. And an article comes up. This isn't funny, but an article comes up that a woman had been murdered in New York City the same night that I went on my date on a Tinder date. So, I mean, dodged a bullet. My Tinder date was just a little slutty. I mean, I was slutty on my Tinder date. I'm not calling my Tinder date a slut because, you know, he's a boy and we don't use that word for them. But yeah, oh, wait. I'm sorry. He's a man and we don't use that word for him because I've used the word boy to describe men in videos before. And, you know, arrogant little fuckheads get all upset about it and are not okay with me calling them boys and they cry about it. So, anyways, he's a man. I hate people. But yeah, that was my trip to New York City. Whatever. I actually went on another date. Now that I think of it, I did. I went on a second date while I was there, like a day later. Now, this one was not nearly as successful. He just was like so persistent about meeting, and I was like, no, like I'm leaving tomorrow. Like I really don't see a point in meeting. I wasn't gonna sleep with two people while I was in a new zip code, you know, because it doesn't count if it's a different zip code, but like I don't need to saturate that zip code while I'm there. You know what I mean? Ooh, saturate was a weird choice of word for that situation. Okay. Anyway, you get the point though. So I went out with this guy, but what happened was I freaking loved the receptionist at the hotel, and I need to message her because I haven't talked to her in a while, but she is amazing and I love her. And I asked her what time she was getting off work, and I was like, oh my God, Maria, like you have to come to the bar across the street with me. Like, let's go hang out. Let's go do things. I don't know. You're freaking hilarious. Let's get to know each other. So I had asked her to come out, and she was bringing another guy that she worked with who I still keep in touch with, and because it's 2 years later. Okay, sorry guys, I haven't been good about keeping in touch. So if you for some reason come across this, my bad, I'll text you. But yeah, so I had Ray and Maria coming out with me, and I really could care less about this date. But he was so insistent. He was annoying me. He was so insistent about meeting up. So he ended up coming and meeting us at the bar near my hotel because Lord knows I wasn't going anywhere else. I wanted to hang out with these people. And he looked at my boobs the whole time, and I ignored him. And eventually he left. So I don't think he liked me very much. I told him I was hanging out with friends and I wasn't going to pay attention to him, and I think he thought I was kidding. He had probably heard from the other dude that I was easy, and no, he got my one vacation lay. Like I get one coupon per trip. So yeah, I'm rambling at this point. But yeah, that is what I do when I go on vacation. So I'm planning a vacation for February if I'm, you know, still with my boyfriend, which I see no reasons not to be, other than me scaring him away. Gonna have to change up my routine a little bit and remember that I'm not allowed to go on a date while I'm in Florida. Yeah, I'll spend more time at the beach. Maybe I'll do yoga. I don't know, by myself, fully by myself. That's my story. It's been a while. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, bless you. Bless your little heart.